We're holding this event at the USC School of Cinematic Arts because we believe that we have much to learn from IBM research, and that IBM research has much to learn from the creative community, so well represented here tonight.
So we're here with Michael REISMAN. REISMAN. Take two. Let's roll it back. Let me ask you something. As a screenwriter, Hollywood screenwriter.
When you say Hollywood screenwriter, does that mean sellout? Is there any other way to interpret that? Does that mean hack loser?
That's the implication, yes.
Okay, good.
Is it REISMAN?
REISMAN, like Reese's Pieces.
Let's do this. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Michael REISMAN.
This event begins a collaboration between IBM and our school to envision the world of 2050, with research coming out of IBM as our springboard.
So I think one of the things we're looking for with this collaboration is to be creative and think of where these things can go. What are the big ideas that could happen? And if they did so, that would change things.
Now listen, I want to ask you, we've been talking about the year 2050. Do you have, for the school, do you have the curriculum done yet?
We always had the curriculum done.
When you mention the year 2050, I think of In the Year 2525 by Zager and Evans, and I think they foresaw our future really well.
We could not get them for our IBM panel. Ben, you're rather tall. Can I get an Apple box? Can we do?
Did you know that a Mini Cooper has got more computer power than Apollo 13 had? And you remember Apollo 13? It almost got Tom Hanks killed, as I recall, didn't it?
There wasn't any of that type of technology in the Austin Powers films, would you say?
We had technology. Dr. Evil had a base on the moon and a hollowed out, volcano. It took some technology.
Submarine.
Which was an anthropomorphic submarine with feet paddles. Yeah, that had.
By the way, was developed by IBM. In the year 2050, Michael, what innovation would you like to see come to fruition?
What would I like to see? Flying belts. So we can, not belts that fly on their own, but people who have belts that they can fly. Some sort of personal flying device. Jetpacks, you name it.
Okay, but it would need to be an accessory, you're saying, versus like pants. You are the famous Kevin and Dan, is that correct?
Yes.
But
We're brothers, actually.
are you really?
I know you're doubting me right now. You're looking in my eyes and you're doubting me, but actually, he's my younger brother.
Brothers. How long you been brothers?
I think it was all really interesting. I don't know what I could actually, use yet. I have to think about it more, but so.
So are you saying the IBM research team is really useless? Is that?
No. They're very.
Our shareholders are going to see this.
What's going on in laboratories today is that people are discovering how to fabricate new nanometer scale structures that are revolutionizing regenerative medicine. This work is the most exciting work I've seen in all of science in the last 15 or 20 years.
And here's how this changes 2050. Unlike Minority Report, where Tom Cruise is like pushing the images around and looking for stuff, you don't have to look. That's so old school. Collective intelligence will locate what you need, and it tells you.
But I think the future, in that sense, has already come here. People are walking around in their own bubbles a lot of the time. I'm surprised more people aren't hit by cars when they're crossing the street, because how can they hear what's going on? There's no longer a communal space, there is a bunch of private spaces. As a libertarian, of course, I'm vastly in favor of that, but it looks awkward.
When scientists sit around, I fantasize, unlike us in film, where all we talk about is ridiculous, completely not plausible premises, that the IBM scientists are sitting around thinking about the vaguely plausible.
What resonated with you the most, would you say, out of this panel?
I think what was really interesting is the emphasis on biology, because certainly we've all seen what the emphasis on nano and DNA computing and the real look back into biology as opposed to sort of pure computational approaches.
This gives me hope that through multiple learnings from nature, taking the applied knowledge of nature, the chemistry, the biology, implementing it in the lab. We're doing a lot of the designing. You can do some of the modeling in the lab with information technology, synthesize those materials, and the issue now over the next couple decades will be scaling it and making it affordable.
The possibilities that they were presenting were the most inspiring and the most exciting. They were just really opening up to not just the sort of scary unknowns of technology in the future, but also the great possibilities for creativity and advancement and great growth.
I think these kinds of events stimulate thought. Will any of the things that the panelists said would happen be what these people particularly go to work on? No, but it will trigger 50 other things that they'll be interested in and go to work on.
This was a fantastic opportunity. Hollywood politically tends to be very resistant to technology and science and see it as a negative, see only the bad things that can come of it. And this was an evening where we saw tons of positive things, and the optimism that these people have for the future and the future of science, technology, and the human race is engaging, and it's great. It's wonderful.
And sane. Beautiful. Just with more anger. Let's do it again with more anger.